So there we have it. Mayo have beaten Dublin by 3 points at Croke Park. Mayo are into the All-Ireland Senior Football Championship final. They have beaten Mayo. They've beaten Dublin by 3 points. I mean, yeah, look, listen, as a Dublin fan, it's a hard one to talk about. It's a hard one to stomach. But first of all, I want to say massive congratulations to Mayo. Well deserved of the victory. You know, that determination in the second half to fight back. Sheer determination, sheer class. Ryan O'Donoghue, Tommy Conroy, the way they dropped more deeper. Padraig O'Hara, I was saying in the preview, you know, if anyone wants to go back and watch the preview, I literally said that, you know, he is one of the he's going to be one of the most important players for Mayo if they can win the game, because Con O'Callaghan has such an influence. He's such an important player. In the first half, he had a big influence. In the second half, not so much. And Mayo were just so good at driving at Dublin, at turning them over, at winning the ball back. It was brilliant to watch from Mayo. And look, listen, as a Dublin man, fair play to Mayo. Like they're well deserved of the victory. It is what it is. You know, they showed that determination in the second half. And it's an old saying sometimes in football and sport, you know, maybe the other team wanted it more. And I think maybe that was the case today. I think Mayo did want it more. They really did. Like in the second half, they were pressing, they were winning the ball back. Like even in midfield, Manny Rowan and Conor Loftus were unbelievable at turning over. Owen McLaughlin as well before he went off. Like hopefully he's okay and there's nothing too serious there. Paddy Durkin as well. Like sheer determination from Mayo and well deserved of the victory. Obviously at the end of normal time, you know, I still don't really know why the free was retaken. But look, listen, I'm not gonna. Sometimes these things happen in sport and in football, and you have to take your losses and you have to take their defeats when they come. And you know, Robert Henley gets a second opportunity and he nails it. Dublin still had an extra 20 minutes. You know, both sides were level going into extra time. Dublin still had the chance to win the game and couldn't do so. And Mayo were by far the better side in extra time. They worked harder. And Dublin panicked in the second half. Like, to be honest with you, Dublin panicked. Like in extra time, they really did. Like trying floating long balls into, you know, Con O'Callaghan and Dean Rock and trying to go for goals and taking Cormac Costello off and then bringing them back on. And just, I don't really think we had a game plan. And I don't think Desi really had a game plan for when things were going wrong. It was just, keep the ball, keep playing this possession-based football, keep passing it around from the back, and eventually we'll work a score. But Mayo's sheer intensity kept turning us over. And I don't know if we had a game plan other than just passing it around and trying to work scores. But fair play to Mayo. Massive congratulations to them. I do want to say, first of all, a massive thank you to anyone who tuned into the live watch along stream. I was having a look there, like over 2,000 views so far, nearly 100 subscribers gained from that stream. Yeah, my mind's a bit blown, to be honest with you, but I really, really do appreciate it. For anyone who tuned in, like, yeah, you know, maybe Dublin should lose more often, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And yeah, Mayo get the victory. And you know, in the second half, Tommy Conroy was unbelievable, like picking up pockets of space, driving at players. In the first half, he was very quiet, but he is some talent. Like when he gets the ball, he can make something out of nothing. He really, really can. Like the way he moves with the ball is unbelievable, and hitting, you know, from his left, his right. He's such an impressive player. And I know Padraig O'Hara won man of the match in RTE, and that's fair enough, but I would have given it to Tommy Conroy because I thought he was absolutely brilliant in the second half, especially as well. Kicked that point when Mayo went in front by 14-13. He was absolutely brilliant. A few comments coming in there. Bulkin lad says, fair play to the Dubs to stay on the field, to shake hands with Mayo lads after a few scraps through class. Yeah, look, listen, I think teams, when they get beaten, always, you know, shake hands and show that respect. I mean, look, listen, there's a lot of rivalry between Dublin and Mayo down the years, but there is, you know, there is respect, and there always is respect. Dylan Duffy says, fair play to Dublin, stuck in the black cards, lose it hard to Dublin, but well done to Mayo. Yeah, I mean, look, the black cards definitely made a big impact, and the James McCarthy one I wouldn't really have too much of an issue with, really. You know, and obviously we had a black card of Con Basquel, who jumped in front of his man, and I think that was a black card as well, in fairness. Dublin got very cynical in the second half, a lot of fouls, a lot trying to slow down the game. And you could tell that Dublin just ran out of ideas. Like in the second half, we just kept fouling and kept giving away silly frees. And we just didn't seem to have any energy. It was kind of like we were just trying to drag ourselves over the line and just find a way to win the game without actually trying to do anything. When we got forward, why not, if Kieran Kilkenny's free or Con O'Callaghan's free in front of you, why not play that pass, play it into McCarthy? Let's try keep the scoreboard ticking. All this passing around from the back and playing this possession-based and trying to take the sting out of the game. It works against Kildare, didn't even work against Meath, struggled against Wexford. And is it going to work against Mayo? Mayo are a good team. Mayo are a top-class team. They've been coming, and just very, very, very disappointing stuff from Dublin in the second half. But like what I said before, I think for Mayo, you got to give them a lot of credit, and they were well deserved of the victory. Mr. EB says, still think Kerry will have a bit too much for Mayo, but an All-Ireland is on the way for Mayo in the next few years. You know what? I'm going to say this now. Please, by God, Mayo, win this All-Ireland. For God's sake, win it. Just please just win it, because I don't want to hear about the curse anymore or this or that. I mean, what a travesty it would be for Mayo to beat Dublin and then not win the All-Ireland. Like, beating Dublin's almost like winning an All-Ireland in many ways, because this is a side that hasn't been beaten over the past 6 years. I mean, please, Mayo, just get the victory. But honestly, though, I would expect Kerry to beat Mayo. I really would. I think Kerry are the better side. They've been unbelievable. The J Mac podcast says sorry for your loss. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. We haven't. It's a weird feeling. Like we don't lose that many games, and it kind of feels like, I don't know, like your dog's died or something like that. It's it's a strange feeling, but look, listen, that's sport. That it is what it is. I'm also a big Liverpool fan, and they lose quite a lot actually. So, but yeah, a few more comments coming in here. I think Kerry will be hard stopped as mentioned, but Mayo would deserve one. Yeah, look, listen, I hope Mayo get the victory now. I really, really do. They're well deserved. I just want them to win an All-Ireland just so they can have their moments and maybe delay this Kerry team that I think is coming and I think probably is likely to dominate the All-Ireland scene now over the next couple of years. But I think if Mayo were to get the victory, I think it would be huge. It'd be absolutely massive, and it'd be so good for Mayo fans to get that moment that unfortunately they just haven't had to have over the past couple of years. And it would actually be nice for them to do it, not beating Dublin in a final, because then I can enjoy it. I can enjoy watching Mayo beat Kerry, but we'll have to wait and see. Mr. EB says, Aaron, how do you feel about the couple of dirty moments from Dublin in the second half? Yeah, like what I was saying at the start is they just ran out of ideas. The only way Dublin were going to win this game was by dragging themselves over the line, cynical fouls, over the top challenges, pulling players back. Dublin ran out of ideas, and they were beaten before the final whistle even went, and that was a sign of it. Because Dublin, look, listen, they have been cynical in the past, and they do this kind of thing where they slow games down and the dark arts of GAA and whatnot. And Dublin were doing that at different stages. In previous games, like last year against Mayo, they've done it once or twice. Johnny Cooper probably should have been black-carded, a few different things. But in this, it felt more like desperation. It felt more like we don't have another option here. We don't have the engine isn't running. We're running out of energy. The only thing we can do to stop Mayo from going through, from kicking points and goals, is to foul them, to bring them down. And it was the only kind of tactic and game plan we had. And it looked like it was about to work, because it looked like Robert Henley, well, he did miss, and then it got restarted. And yeah, obviously Robert Henley got the point again, and in the end, Mayo got to extra time, and yeah, they won the game. Fair play to them. Thomas Gahan says no mention of Tyrone. Well, yeah, like it looks like Tyrone have withdrawn themselves from the championship. I mean, look, listen, I hope the Kerry and Tyrone game goes ahead. I mean, it's an absolute farce, really, if it doesn't. But I think Kerry surely. Kerry surely. But yeah, Vladimir Rybakov, how are you doing, man? Aaron, how do you think Dublin is going to come back to this next season? Do you think it's the end of their era, or will they come back stronger? I think it probably is the end of an era, man, to be honest with you. I really do, because I just don't see the same options coming off the bench. I don't see the same players coming off the bench. Did any of Dublin's players who came off the bench even score? I think Ryan Bulger or Sean Bulger scored Sean Bugler. I can't even say his name now at this point. I think, Sean Bugler scored a point, but other than that, no one else scored. And like Cormac Costello didn't score today. Con O'Callaghan with a point, 7 from Dean Rock. But yeah. So yeah, it probably is the end of an era, and it kind of does feel like that. And it's felt like that this year, that it has been coming, that the end of an era has been coming. Look, it was going to happen. I mean, last 6 years, Dublin have won the All Ireland every year. I mean, that's mental. Like, first 16 years of my life, I hadn't even seen Dublin win an All Ireland, and then all of a sudden we win 8 in the next 10 years. But obviously it's Mayo's day today, and fair play to Mayo. What else have we got here? Who do you think won it for Mayo? Great content from you in the last couple of weeks. Your channel will grow. Just keep the content going. Yeah, cheers very much there, Hilton. I think Tommy Conroy was unbelievable for Mayo. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Just kicked a couple of brilliant points when Mayo needed him, stepped up when he needed him. Thought Kevin McLaughlin was very impressive as well. Padraig O'Hara in defence was fantastic for Mayo. Even in midfield, Matty Rowan at different stages was very, very impressive, and Mayo done what they needed to do to get the job done. The Shelmanair says Dublin lost in a manner that so befits them. Mean, cynical basketballers. Out. Yeah, I would disagree with that personally. I think it's, it was a method of last resort, really. Unfortunately, the basketball method happens. You see Kerry do it. They play it from side to side. Keep the ball. Dublin aren't the only team that does that. Donegal have brought on basketball coaches. Tyrone the same. So Dublin aren't the only team that has done that basketball influence. And yes, it got cynical towards the end, but look, listen, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Mayo were absolutely fantastic. At turning it over, sheer determination. They will need to fix this sluggish first half performances. Did it against Galway, Dublin as well. Obviously, very slow out of traps. Dublin were extremely poor in the second half. Galway were extremely poor in the second half, and I think the main reason, I think Kerry would, beat Mayo if Mayo started as poorly as that. So a lot to do, a lot for Mayo to work on. But yeah, Tomas King says, I'd love to know what Stephen Cluxton thinks about it. But he's one guy that won't be on Twitter tonight. No, you'll never hear from Stephen Cluxton. Unfortunately, and you would wonder, would Dublin have lost this game if he was playing? I think they probably would have anyway. Don't think the defeat was anything really got to do with Evan Comerford. Maybe his leadership. Maybe Dublin would have slowed things down when they needed to. Maybe he would have been a better captain. I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It's all over. Yeah, massive congratulations to Mayo. Anyways, huge victory for them. I'm gonna drown my sorrows. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Mayo. Well deserved of the victory. For Dublin, I think we should celebrate because 6 All-Irelands in a row, they don't come around too often, and we'll probably never win 6 in a row. So we might as well enjoy it. Sir Klopp there, just to finish up. Are there any chances of the other semi-final going ahead? I hope it does. I think it's it makes a mockery of the competition if you don't have 2 semi-finals. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Nothing got to do with Tyrone at all, in my opinion. Like, it's not their fault that a lot of their players have COVID. It ruins the integrity of the competition. So yeah, I think Tyrone really need to play that game against Kerry, and haven't seen Dublin get beat. I think Tyrone will want to play that game even more now, because Tyrone obviously haven't beaten Dublin since 2008 in the championship. So, I think it'll be an interesting one. I think the game should go ahead. It really does need to go ahead. But fair play to Mayo. Congratulations to them, and please, by God, beat Kerry. Just do us a favor. Do us all a favor.